It was the September of 2014. I came back from a trip with my family and I was pretty upset at them because they forced me to give my PS3 to my cousins and like I couldn't do much about it. I tried sitting there being angry thinking that they'll just like manifest another PS3, but let's be real, that wasn't gonna work. So I kind of just sit there passive aggressive while playing my 3DS for the past couple weeks until October when my brother came in with a new PS4, but something seemed off about this PS4. No, it wasn't the certain game that we're gonna talk about. No, not the whole video's point. No, it was the fact that the PS4 was white. In fact, I still have that PS4. It's in my not closet, but you know, in my drawer and stuff. I kind of have it just for like there. One day I want to put it for display, but I'm not gonna touch that thing because if I turn on that PS4 once, it's going to explode. I'm just saying. We all know notoriously how bad PS4s could be in the long run. The point is, there was a certain edition of a PS4 at the time. The one that came with the game that was shaped the next 3 years of my life. Like what I did there. Get it? Shape.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And when I gazed on that box and inserted that disc for the first time, I was introduced to a game that I cherished even more than Little Big Planet 2. I dropped it after 2 weeks. No, Blake, what the fuck do you mean you dropped the game after 2 weeks? How do you call yourself a veteran even though you dropped the game? Yeah, after the first 2 weeks, I dropped the game. Look, I'm gonna be honest. As much as I have so much nostalgia for this game, I'm gonna lay out some criticisms. The game in the first couple months was ass. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, dude, the grind was way too much for its own good. We literally had to cheat the game just to get gear and stuff. Come on, man. You ever heard of the loot cave, the infamous loot cave? Yeah, we were all forced to do that just to progress in the game. And you know what Bungie did? No, the progressing too fast. We gotta nerf it. Get rid of it. And unfortunately, when I got done with my campaign, the cave was already nerfed, so I had to resort to another one that was a Venus, which wasn't as good, but still got me the job done. Got me some gear. But then I dropped the game. I'm sorry. Look, that first month was hell. It was way too much grinding for its own good. I wasn't like high enough to do Vault of Glass at the time, so that wasn't my first raid, ironically. But I would eventually do it. So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't have a good couple of weeks in that game. I kind of dropped it fast, and I went to go play Little Planet 3. And then that game ended up being ass too, so I crawled back to Destiny like an ex. Please take me back. I'm so sorry. Then on a fateful day, the real first time I committed to Destiny, on a certain day, December 9th. If you remember that day, then you know exactly what expansion I'm talking about. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember how I got the expansion. I called my brother and asked him, hey, how do we get Dark Below? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna assume that he had the season pass or something. I don't know. Maybe we were game sharing off someone, we didn't realize it, but that's not the point. The point is, I was able to play Dark Below day one. I was able to get some of the gear from it, like in the campaign, like the really slightly cool fusion rifle, but at the same time it was kind of booty cheeks because I stopped using it after I got better gear. But I'm going on a tangent. I did a lot of my first time Destiny 1 experiences that time. For example, I got my first exotic I was me playing Crucible, just trying to get my bounties and stuff, and I randomly got Hawk Moon, and I was like, oh cool, hand cannon. And some guy, I think the same dude when I was doing my first Nightfall, he also told me like, dude, you have Hawk Moon? I'm like, yeah. That thing's the most broken gun in PvP. I'm like, huh? So I run there with my little pool brain. I'm like, me gonna kill people. I am getting a 20 kill streak. Look, that gun is way too like crayon muncher brain for its own good. It literally, I think its exotic perk was like, it one shot randomly in the magazine would just do double the damage or something. And like I was just two-shotting people for no reason. like gun was so brain dead. It was so easy for me to use. I know it went on tangent, but just Hawk Moon being my first exotic just made me such a monster in the Crucible. Nobody could fuck with me. And speaking of Nightfall, when I did my first Nightfall, after that guy advised me and stuff like that and telling me that Hawk Moon was good, after we finished it, I think it was certificate with my first Nightfall. So that one was pretty easy. There was like an easy cheese, so you just hide behind a little box and you just shoot the motherfucker until he dies. After we finished that, I ended up getting Gallahorn as my second exotic. The funny thing about me getting Gallahorn too was when after we completed it, we were looking through our rewards, and the first two guys got a couple legendaries, right? You know, it was pretty cool. And I get an exotic, I'm just there like, oh, cool, an exotic. You know, I wasn't really that excited. And they just look at me with like,
what the Sigma?
like the most like shocked like expression, like, huh? What do you mean just an exotic? I'm like, what? You just got Gallahorn. What do you mean what just exotic? I'm like, what's so good about this thing? And they had to like sit me down and explain to me why Gallahorn's like the best gun in the game. I'm just there like, I know, but the Bungie gods out there blessing me my first time to keep me in this game. Like, how are we gonna keep Blake playing this game so he makes a video about the game in 10 years? Oh, we give him Hawk Moon and Gallahorn as his first two exotics. That's perfect. I know it's not actually what it is, but I like the idea of that. Because I don't know, I look back and I'm like, damn, I already was a lucky motherfucker. Gallahorn and Hawk Moon to be my first couple of exotics. Holy shit, I was living the life. And with my trusty Gallahorn, I was ready to take on Crotus and no problem. And obviously I did it through LFG, but I still did it. I was able to complete Crow's End, really enjoyed the raid, even if it was easy. I don't give a shit, it was easy. That's the point. I'm dumb. I'm a kid. I was a kid at the time. I don't give a shit. Think easy. Me like it with think easy. So I did it again. And again. And again. And then I got kicked out of one. Blake, how the fuck did you get kicked out of a raid? So Uryu, aka the second boss in the raid, after we killed her, she usually drops an exotic. That's kind of how her loot worked. It's their raid gear. She would drop a random exotic, right? I ended up getting another Gallahorn as my third exotic. And the guy got so petty and mad that he kicked me out over it. I was like, and I look back and I'm like, damn, what a fucking petty piece of shit. He got so butthurt because I got Gallahorn, even though I already had one. He was so mad about that. Like, how come you got fucking Gallahorn again? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Bungie loves me and they hate you. I didn't even say that. I just kind of said that, like, oh my god, I got Gallahorn, cool. I wasn't that excited because I already had one, but I mean, yeah, we put it on a second character, so I don't have to keep switching over and over. That was kind of convenient. And as soon as I said that, I ended up getting kicked out. I'm like, damn, that sucks. I didn't care. I just kind of like opened up that LFG saying, hey, I'm doing final boss, blah, blah, blah. And then some guy asked me, like, hey, are you stuck in the raid or something? Like, no, I got kicked out because I got another Gallahorn. And this man just started dying laughing. Like, you're kidding. I'm like, nope. Literally just happened a couple minutes ago. I got kicked out because I got another Gallahorn. And he's like, dude, that's crazy. I don't know. I found that experience funny. I'm like, damn, I pissed someone off so bad just for getting another Gallahorn. I know the story came out a lot longer than it should have been, but that story still cracks me up to this day. Like, damn. Holy shit, that was genuinely the funniest moment of my life. And I did a lot of grinding and stuff in Dark Below through the rest of my Destiny until House of Wolves eventually came out. I'm gonna keep this section short because there's only one game mode we really care about here. Let's be real. I don't speak for everyone, but to me, Prison of Elders did not like fill the void of a raid. I don't know. Prison of Elders is more like fun, but not super enticing like a raid was, or like, oh, all this cool raid gear. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had really cool weapons and stuff like that, and it had a lot of good rewards. I don't know. I just didn't click with Prison of Elders as much, and the campaign was slightly better than Crow's End, but not by much, if I'm being honest. But the one thing that kept me playing in House of Wolves was Trials of Osiris. Like, it had so much exclusive gear in general, like a whole armor set for each of the classes, a bunch of the new weapons, and on top of that, if you went flawless, you would get adept versions of those weapons with like better chances for better perks and everything. Like, Trials felt so fucking rewarding. Like, you genuinely feel like you're getting like good shit just for actually being good at a Crucible. Like, I know back in Crow's End, we felt like we were getting rewarded for shit when we go in Crucible and get nothing but like a shitty blue or like one enhancement core or something, or one like it's It said in shard or some shit, or maybe even one stream point the game felt generous. But now when you went to trials, you get some sick ass gear, look cool and everything. You walk around with that exotic emblem. But yeah, that's right, I went flawless. It got talked about a lot when it happened, it came out. Like a bunch of streamers at the time were like streaming themselves going flawless or carrying other people to flawless. I don't know. Trials of Sliders is probably what saved House of Wolves in my opinion. Where for that fucking mode, House of Wolves would have been forgotten. Let's be real. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, maybe Prison of Elders isn't that bad, but I don't know. It didn't click with me. I'm sorry. I just thought Trials of Sliders was the better part of that expansion. That a lot of the quality of life stuff, like it said, we also got our first ever versions of enhancement cores, where all that quality of life. You're able to transfer gear and be our own unique guardian instead of kind of like just use raid gear like everyone else, because raid gear was the only thing that came out max level at the time. Like a bunch of new custom ships, a bunch of new shaders, and the gold one looked really cool. And then, you know, we kept going for a while. You know, we're happy with our max gear and like having everything possible to be in max level and looking like unique selves and stuff like that. Having our own sense of personality for the first time in the game. And then that all got taken away when Sunset happened for the first time. Which, to be fair, it wasn't that bad when it first happened, because it came with a banger expansion. I think I speak for everyone when I say the Taken King was the golden age of Destiny. Yeah, Sunset happened. That was probably the only bad thing that happened. But on the other hand, a lot of cool new gear came out in that expansion. Like Zalo's Supercell was such a cool exotic in my opinion. The campaign actually felt like an actual campaign. It didn't feel like some scraps just being mushed together to give us a quick story and put the raid in and stuff like that. Or like a quick game mode that would actually entice people. No, this campaign felt like I had a purpose. The strike exclusive loot was the coolest thing. Like, it actually made me want to play strikes. And I fucking hated playing strikes. Strikes was such a fucking boring shit. That's why the only thing I ever played with Nightfalls. But strike exclusive loot kind of saved Vanguard ops in my opinion. It made Vanguard ops a lot more enticing and stuff like that. Destiny 2, please add that shit. Holy crap, I want strike exclusive loot again. I want a reason to play Vanguard ops again. Like literally, I haven't touched Vanguard ops in Destiny 2 in so fucking long. Give me a reason to play it again. I could just do Grandmasters if I really want good stuff. Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry, I went off tangent. But like I said, Taken King added so much cool stuff. We got ourselves our ever first swords, like the 3 exotic swords. I went with the Void one because the Void one looked super fucking cool. I was an emo kid at the time, so let me be. I needed to be the edgy edge lord possible. Okay, the Void one was honestly the best sword to everyone. It had the super spinny tack and went like a fucking Beyblade. But I'm forgetting one important thing. I mean, yeah, we got all that nice quality of life stuff, and yes, Sunset sucks, but are we really gonna forget about King's Fall and how fucking amazing of a raid that is? Like, Jesus, like Bungie actually went so fucking hard with this raid. It's technically the second longest raid next to Last Wish. The best way I could describe King's Fall. It's super replayable. It's such a fun raid to go through, but goddamn, it's fucking long. I'm not gonna lie. 6 fucking encounters, Jesus Christ. And we were all okay with it, you know. We didn't mind taking a little bit longer to do a raid, especially if it was well crafted. Like the Dreadnought as a raid was fucking cool in general. Like the whole area, you know, to explore more of the Dreadnought and everything. All the bosses were memorable. Golgoroth, the big fat motherfucker, the War Priest. To make God, what a fucking name, the War Priest. I mean, the sisters were okay. No we give a shit about them. They kind of died at 1 millisecond anyways. And then Oryx just all of a sudden being a fucking titan now, and we're like, okay, yeah, cool. You're big now. You're a giant. Bore me, daddy. I don't think I need to say too much. I said the most important things about it when I'm saying that Taken King was genuinely a good time to play the game. It had the most content. There was actual like a bunch of quests you could do after the campaign, unlock some of the exotics like I discussed before, the swords. And then there was Touch of Malice. I'm only mentioning this because this is a personal thing that happened to me in Taken King. I was able to go flawless for the first time in Destiny. Legit, I didn't like ask for a carry. And you believe it or not, I did it through an LFG of all things. Yeah, so I LFG with this one guy, or these 2 guys, right? Like all 3 of us were just random LFGs. We're like, okay, we're gonna try to go flawless. And we were like kind of like whatever about it. We did good in the first 3 rounds, but after that we had no hope. And then we all just fucking locked in and fucking went flawless. That's literally what happened. And then after that, I ended up getting make friends with the other guy, one of them actually, and he invited me to his raid group. And that's where I finally had a raid group. I didn't have to rely on LFGs anymore. Like, you don't understand how much of a blessing that is. Like, holy shit, actual group to play raids with. Holy fuck. I don't have to like gamble my fucking time and hope to God I don't have some fucking. But yeah, the point is that that's the most pitiful thing that happened to me in Taken King, that I was able to get a raid group. So I had a good time. You know, I always log in every week to get with the boys and we're like, man, let's do fucking King's Fall. Fuck this shit. And we get it done like an hour and a half, because there was a point where I knew every single step like in the back of my mind. In King's Fall, I do remember fondly. I'm gonna be honest though, it's not my favorite raid, but it is a good, objectively a good raid nonetheless. Okay, I'm just gonna skip a lot of Rise of Iron since I couldn't care less about the Siva campaign. And to be honest, the only thing I truly liked about Rise of Iron was Wrath of the Machines. Not only does expansion's raid, but it's actually my favorite raid in Destiny 1. No, not even Destiny 1, just all of Destiny in general. I always have a soft spot for Wrath of the Machines. I don't know, the raid was just so fun in general. Jumping off the cliff when you go off the siege unit, it was so cool. The whole aesthetic of Siva and raid gear looks so goddamn beautiful. Such amazing raid gear. It's simple, but yet aesthetically pleasing, if you get what I mean by that. And for now, it's always going to be my favorite raid. Who knows, maybe Salvation's Edge might be better. Who knows? We'll see till next week. That's at the time we're recording, actually. It's a couple days until final shape as a recording. So yeah. Rise of Iron was more like a quality of life update in my opinion, since nobody really gave a shit about the campaign. And don't fucking tell me in the comments.
Actually, I enjoyed the campaign for Rise of Iron. It's pretty, intellectually.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't. Stop lying to yourself. Like, literally, the best thing about Rise of Iron was Wrath of the Machines and the Outbreak / Sleeper Simeon quests. They were pretty cool and actually pretty innovative for the time. And that goes for all of them, just like the Whisper of the Worm, or sorry, I mean, the Black Spindle. I meant to say, oh god, there's like 3 versions of Black Hammer. I cannot get my mind off of it. If you know, you know. And Rise of Iron also introduced the ornament system, you know. Editor's note, that was wrong, Blake. That was actually in Taken King, but it didn't get like super pushed until Rise of Iron. So yeah, sorry, I was just going off of my memory, to be honest. All right, back to the video. To give Test Eververse an actual purpose. Take your money.
We've got to have money.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've given Bungie a lot of my money, you know, not just Destiny 1, but I don't want to talk about it. Still, a lot of the Eververse emotes like this one and this one and
I need the max win.
fuck, did I buy this? Whatever. The point is, the emotes are cool, you know. They gave a little of expression, just like
Every single video game, every viewing's gotta have an emote.
I don't know. Man, I just kind of wish they had the floss. Alright, okay, enough of Rise of Iron. Let's get into Destiny 1. Like every live service game has fun events, like the holiday themed ones. Well, we didn't get those in the first year. Year 1, they give us like an accolade head, like little effect where for a temporary 30 minutes you have like an accolade head for your helmet instead. We didn't get anything limited time or anything like that. It wasn't that super crazy up until the year of the Taken King, actually, where we had our first actual themed event, Festival of Loss, aka the Halloween equivalent of Destiny, where we pretty much did the Guardians equivalent of trick-or-treating, gathering candy. We can get a bunch of Halloween masks as rewards, which is pretty cool. Then there's another way to get them. We can get them through treasure troves for free, at least the first one. Remember Test Eververse? These were just loot boxes, but I was lucky enough to get the rarest head in the whole set, aka the exclusive head you get only through loot boxes. On my first try, I didn't even realize it. I thought it was like just one of the common ones, and so I looked through the shit and it said like, oh, like the skull mask is the most exclusive one in the set, only available in this. And I'm just there like, well shit then, fuck you Bungie, I'll have to give you my money. And then like there was another one next year, but it's kind of like the same thing, just with like a wolf head instead of the skull mask that year. I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really change that much. I'm gonna go on to the next one, the Dawning, aka the Christmas event, where I think it was in the year of Rise of Iron. It only happened once, I think. Correct me in the comments, I'm not sure, but all I remember is Rahul would give you a free gift, and then you get a couple of quests, and after you complete all the quests, you go up to Ava Levante and she give you a little nice treasure trove. And oh no, not again. Fuck this, we'll just talk about Sparrow Racing. Now, Sparrow Racing was the shit. I cannot express how much I want Sparrow Racing back at D2. Please, Bungie, bring that shit back. Sparrow Racing was so fucking fun. I'm gonna glaze the fuck out of this mode. I don't care if the sparrows were never meant for racing and they blinked a lot or they were too slow to turn or anything or drift. I don't care. It was still fun. And that's the key words of this event. Fun. Like literally, with my old raid team, we all just get on a private match and just race each other. That shit was the most fun I had in Destiny in a while, besides doing raids. Like, God, Bungie, how have you not brought back Sparrow Racing? I don't get it. It's such an easy get fun mode. You could literally charge me like $20 just to get like the exclusive, like original like Sparrow Racing set or such. Like, dude, take my money, please. After you were done with your campaign, you had the choice between 3 factions, aka you got to rep a gang. Dead Orbit, aka the residents of Skid Row, and the one that everyone picked. Look, I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of Dead Orbit, but dude, your leader was literally a homeless dude. Look at him. That man looked like he was a nomad. Then we have Future War Cult. It's in their name, War Cult. They like committing war crimes. Come on. I mean, just tell their leader Lakshmi. Oops. And the faction that I was a part of, New Monarchy, aka the one that only 0.1% of the whole entire Destiny community picked. These factions served a purpose in the Destiny universe, since they all represent like political parties in the Destiny universe and all the lore. And oh wait, they seem familiar. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Age of Triumph felt more like a send-off for Destiny, since D2 was like 5 or 4 months away. I don't remember exactly, but I knew it was like on the horizon, right? So for like the last couple months of Destiny decided, hey, why not reprise all 4 of the raids in D1? And what do you mean by that, Blake? Well, before up to this point, Wrath of the Machines was the only raid that would give you max level gear. So it was the only one that everyone was doing. And the other 3 were still in the game, but they were left kind of untouched. Nobody did them unless it was like raid teams just doing it for fun. But then that all changed when all the loot got revamped. For example, all raids had earnable ornaments, which gave them different looks for the new versions of the raids. And we even have some of those versions in D2, but I'm gonna go over the one that I wish they fucking brought back, which was the King's Fall raid gear. Which, holy shit, that shit looks so cool. I mean, the Bolt of Glass gear is also not a sleeper. I mean, look at that shit, dude. You got a robot leg. I'm just saying, that's pretty cool. It had a like Age of Triumph book where you complete a bunch of stuff and you get like emblems to show that how much of a D1 veteran, how much of a D1 whore you were for doing everything in D1. And for a while, it was really cool. You know, we were doing all the raids, getting all the revamped gear, getting all the ornament sets. Unfortunately, 5 months went by and, well, it was the last month and D2 was going to release. And yeah, that was where my Destiny 1 journey ended. Just like everyone else, when D2 came out, I went through the Red War campaign and attempted the Leviathan, but this is when my Destiny fatigue was kind of kicking in. And it also didn't help that I personally did not like Leviathan, at least at the time. I don't know if that was much of a hot take, because I know a lot of people did like Leviathan. I mean, I'll admit that exclusive email where you sit down after completing it was a pretty cool one there, and if you got lucky. I mean, now I don't dislike it. In fact, I think it's an underrated raid. I think it's actually not that bad. Aesthetically, it's fucking beautiful. The Gold Palace was cool as fuck. I don't know, past Blake just didn't click with this raid, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And just like that, I dropped Destiny. I mean, what was the point? I'm back at square one again. All the progress and hours I put into D1, all for Bungie to release D2. What happens when I dedicate to this game? They're probably just going to release D3 after 3 years, and it's going to be an endless cycle of like regrinding, going to the next game, regrinding, expansion. That was my thought process, and I moved on. You know, I decided to drift apart from my old raid group. Kind of sucked. Made new friends, found new games like Overwatch when it was at its peak at the time, and other games like ironically Dead by Daylight. What I'm trying to say is that was the end of my Destiny journey. Let's skip 4 years. A certain virus was keeping the whole world indoors. All my college classes were online, and my part-time job wasn't really giving me that much hours, so I had a lot of free time on my hands. I got bored of a lot of the games I was playing. I stopped playing DBD at the time. I dropped/denounced Overwatch and a lot of other games I was just getting bored of. While I was going through my boxes of PS4 games, one game caught my eye, my old D2 copy, and I decided, why not? I'm curious how this game is doing. You know, haven't played it in like, what, 4 years? I heard a lot of good things about Forsaken, and they apparently remastered Vault of Glass, so why not? When I booted up D2 again, that little sense of nostalgia kicked in, you know? I don't want to explain it. Just like, kind of like the intro, you know, of the video. Like flashes of D1 moments just started flashing through my head, you know, all the good times I had. And to be really honest, I found a new appreciation for D2. And I got back into the grind again. I was trying to get back to the pinnacle, powerful gear, learn how the light levels work in D2. just getting used to all that. I was able to do Last Wish. I was able to do Deepstone Crypt. I did Remastered Bog. I was having fun again. So I bought Lightfall, decided to play the game again, and I kind of stuck with it a little longer this time. I don't know what it was. I think it was the fact that I leveled up really fast in a lot of the, like, the seasonal content. Like was it when Lightfall came out, I did Season of Defiance, leveled up that like whole battle pass and shit like that, finished that up, and took a little month break, Season of Deep. And that's kind of how the rhythm's been. I just kind of like take a little break, skip out on some of the seasons. Like I don't think I'm missing out much on stuff like what was the Season of the Witch. You can still get the exotic grain launcher if you really want it that bad. But I'm going on tangent. The point is, what I'm trying to say is I found a more of appreciation for D2. A lot of games throughout my childhood have been like, you know, shutting down a lot, like the online ones I used to play. For example, Little Planet, all the servers are dead. Little Planet 3 servers, I don't know if you know, but this year they just got destroyed because the same hacker who kind of fucked over the Little Big Planet 2 ones, he also came back and finished the job basically. I don't know what vendetta he had against Little Big Planet, but he wanted those servers destroyed, so I don't know, maybe he just hated them. I don't know, that's a conspiracy theory on its own. That's besides the point. Was it random game like Fusion Fall, like some old Cartoon Network online game I used to play? Those servers are dead. Technically or not, you can play the community ones, but you know, after hearing the horror stories of the Club Penguin community servers, I kind of don't trust community servers in general, if I'm being honest. So I'd rather not risk it there, to be honest. And yeah, like my adult years, I've been seeing a lot of my childhood games slowly die, like, you know, gone, you know, without the preservation, stuff like that. And Destiny just feels like the last bastion of my childhood, as sad as that fucking sounds. So I have a really like small soft spot for it. I know the game's been in a rough state and a rough path with the whole like Bungie controversies and stuff like that, and the whole laying off stuff, and that sucks to hear a lot. It really does. I try to separate the art from the artist thing, the mentality. I always do, but it was a little bit of a morale story, if I'm being honest. It always sucks when you hear people lose jobs in those big industries in general, but I'm sticking with the game. Like, feel bad for liking a game that has bad roots and stuff like that, but I don't know, that's a very specific case where, like, if you're good at separating art from artists, I know a lot of people are not good at that they, as soon as the artist does something bad, they hate the art now. I don't know, I don't blame people for that. It's like it's more like a preference, opinionated thing. It depends on person by person where they could separate that or not. I know I went super off the record. This is the part where most likely I thought people were going to click off the video, right? I was just going to talk a little more, not really patting at the timer, just kind of give a little send off. But this video was like a long time to make. I was trying to like learn new editing skills. Like I said, I'm not the best at editing, and I've slowly been getting better, not by much. Throughout with this video, I've been trying to learn new things, just picked up even a little bit more editing skills. I know I'm not there yet, like a lot of other people are in the YouTube space, but I feel like I'll get there at that point. So I hope you enjoyed the subpar quality. Hope you enjoyed my rambles, even if I wasn't sticking to the video script or the structure. I hope you enjoyed the rambles every now and then. There's a lot of them were in the video, but I cut out a lot of them. What I'm trying to say is thank you all. Thank you for sticking by and finishing the video. It really means a lot to me. But yeah, I would like to ask you if you want to like and subscribe. It's on you. Like I said, do what you want. On that note, I'll see y'all later.